Haha. Yo, peace, love, and light. You already know this is Ascendedbeing coming back at you again with another production. I know. Wait, please hold on. Man. It's been a minute, right? I know them tummies probably rumbling, grumbling, looking for another little vegan delight to go ahead and appetize that appetite. But nevertheless, we back at it again with another little exchange of knowledge and words and dialect, and a small little dissertation on how we could make synonymous again the enjoyment and the fulfillment of actually living a certain libertary consumption. Okay, notice I ain't say dietary consumption, because truth be told, too many of us is dying in our diet, dying in our consumption, dying in the things that we're putting into our body, because they're never in a conducive manner or platform in which that actually helps us to feel at our highest fulfillment, mind, body, and soul. But there's an equilibrium to be met, and this is going to be it, as far as kind of shattering the misconceptions of having something beneficial to you in hearty appetite and healthy. Health is wealth, and it can actually cater to the needs and specifics of our taste buds, and what we enjoy and what we love to love, which is food. Food is linked to emotions, and I know the battles that I've gone through with people and folks that have been so grown accustomed and so molded into their design of emotion that's linked to the foods that they eat. And it's like taking that steak and that meat and all them flesh and parasitic yeast, bacteria, fungus stuff away from you. It's just like heaven and hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a heavenly idea, but it's hell to get you away from it.
On the thing. Ooh. Now you're gonna take it towards the meat? See now? Look how it's hitting the meat. Now you're going over your potato.
Boy, I'm gonna tear this up.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's all love and light, because I understand levels of consciousness. So this is a platform that could show you how, if you're in a very full, raw, fruitarian, whatever kind of classification of diet that caters to your design and consciousness and where you're at right now, this could either be a splurge appetite for you, as far as something that you could enjoy on the side, that little 5% when you're behind the cupboard and shit, eating your biscuit and you don't want niggas to know, and still not, challenge the integrity of you being at your fullest potential, as far as having something light on the digestive system and truly being able to cater to the black genetics and the black biology. And truth be told, this is what this dietary, or all my forms of dialogue when it comes to food, and when it comes to videos like this, showing different recipes, it's going to be in direct correlation to the black biology. Truth be told, anybody can enjoy it, of course, teach their own, fair enough. But nevertheless, I really want our people to understand how we could enjoy the things that we've grown accustomed to enjoying, and also have it at least on the better side of the double-edged sword when it comes to our genetics, our biology, and just our mental capacity as far as moving forward is concerned, right? Okay, so like I said, if you're on a certain classification diet that you already go hard, you like me, what I'm saying? Usually I don't eat cooked food, I eat very raw food, and truth be told, this is a splurge for me. But then again, I respect the aspect that people have a transitional phase to be made from the meats and the dairies and the things that they never had a full understanding in, and now they probably come to that level of consciousness to say, I want to make different application into the things that I do, day in and day out, as far as putting into my body. I want to live it. I don't want to diet anymore. All right. So, this is a beautiful transitional meal as well. He got some prank ass. He was like a clown. Sorry. Anyway, I'm judging. That's bad. Anyway, so what we're gonna be making today is that right there. Nice burritos. Burritos. Now I've been grafted from the heavens, a beautiful design and catering to, throwing this recipe up. And I truly wanted to do it myself as well because, like again, I like to, show those jewels off the crown, you feel me? And if it may help me, I know you're a reflection of myself, so I gotta help you out if you have not yet got it. You understand? So each one teach one, and we gotta love. Throw that around. Throw that a little bit. Throw that. Stop curving it. Just fastball it. You know what I mean? Throw that love. You feel me? But nevertheless, and if you've been following me on social medias like Instagram, Ascendedbeing 13, or Facebook, Cosmic Spirit. Alright, you already know I've been kind of having a ball with these, burritos that I've been making. Now, this is going to be a fully raw, or actually not, this one is not fully raw, but it actually came through its inception from a fully raw diet as far, or live it, right? Not with any kind of cooked food, but this one we're going to incorporate some rice in it. So it's going to be, it could be a rice bean burrito if you want to put some chickpeas in it, or garbanzo beans in it, or even black beans, depending on your classification and your transitional phases. But this one is going to be a purely rice and some herbs and some spices in it. Cause see, guys, this ain't a vegan diet, okay? I mean, it is essentially, these are your ingredients. It's a formula. You know what I mean? A lot of people look at the vegan lifestyle and they look at 1 + 1 and say, I don't think it's for me. Because it doesn't look appetizing, it doesn't look cool. Because you ain't even finished out the equation. This is 1 + 1, or 1 plus herbs and spices, 1. So 1 + 1 equals 2. Equals essential cuisine that you could enjoy and you could live and you could enjoy and you could live and you could enjoy. Like, come on, like this is not, whoever put that up, like, a rice cake patty and a little celery stick on your plate, like that Martin episode, maybe I could throw that in there.
Oh, baby, how you enjoying your rice cake?
Oh, these are cool. Got a little season on them and stuff, Great, you got a little gravy on your thing. Yeah, let me get that with the rice cake. Let me get that off with the rice cake. No, I get that. Girl, I will get it off with the rice cake. Yeah.
But nevertheless, like, that is not being vegan, truth be told. Like, you could actually enjoy the food that you're consuming while it's doing something beneficial to your body and your dietary system and more conducive to your aptitude of thought. You understand? So this is what we're going to change right now. We're going to show you a nice little recipe that you can. And these are the ingredients, okay, that I have spread out. You can see it's very simple, very cost effective as well. As far as what you can utilize to your budget means. And yeah, so really what you want, first ingredients I'll definitely throw out there that is probably not very known and not very popular, probably in a certain level of conscious community, people understand it, or just worldwide. But nevertheless, what you want on your ingredients list is some black rice, okay? Some really good black rice. Please, guys, I stress the fact of not bending or not finding a scapegoat around getting good ingredients as far as organic, okay? And I mean organic as, less molested by the system, less GMO preservatives, yada, 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 until, you could cultivate it in your backyard. Get the most real food that you could possibly get and attain to make your dishes, to make your appetite be satisfied through that means. Alright, so black rice, this is a very good brand. It's heirloom forbidden rice. Niggas ain't paying me, but you just got a free publicity. So this shit got like 100,000 likes. Y'all gotta pay me, alright? Write that verbal contract right now. If you get 100,000 likes, you gotta pay me. I'm not playing. But yeah, so heirloom black rice, read the ingredients, organic. It's a good strain of rice as far as alkaline, not less acidic, and especially for the BlackPower, it does not mucus forming, yada yada yada. This is not that kind of video. I just want to show you the recipe because y'all know I could be very long-winded. See, I haven't even started about the day. I got you, my G. I got you. Cool, no, I got you. Alright, cool. So black rice, Heirloom, and actually another little indicator, heirloom is actually an indicator for organics or for something that has been less intertwined in, you know, the commercialization of that food or of that produce, okay? So, you know, black rice, definitely get your hands on that. We're gonna need that for this ingredient. Your staple, okay? For the wrap aspect, you're gonna want some collard greens, obviously, okay? This is what you're gonna be using as your wrap to the burrito, all right? Get yourself a nice strong leaf, or, you know, when you pick up your bundle, make sure it's not ripped and crumbled. You can make it happen. Like this one is a little bit, you know, small and decrepit, but hey, you can still make it happen. You know, you just got to be more meticulous and more detailed as far as how you wrap it, so it's not messy and spilling all over the place. But hey, if you still just want to enjoy it that way. At the end of the day, if there's a will, there's a way, is my point. So this is definitely going to be a staple. All right, so what I have here, I have some kale, I have some scallion, I got some cucumber that I'm going to be cutting up, I got some avocado, all right, some lemon, some ginger, you know, get you some good ginger. This is my little secret popper right there for the rice, okay. You want to get yourself some tomatoes, all right. This right here is heirloom tomatoes and baby vine tomatoes, which is cool too, but the heirloom is real fly. And just, you know, I want you to do your own research. I want you to get more self-proficient in this lifetime, truth be told, because I feel like, you know, I want you to be a voice, not an echo, you understand? So I really want you to understand and overstand that which is being conveyed. Look up heirloom, look up black rice, look up all these different ingredients and understand how they could be more beneficial than what you're using as an alternative as far as white rice or brown rice and things of that nature. So, and that's for the black biology too, but nevertheless, you know, heirloom is a very good, you know, strain of tomato, as far as basically it's your grandmother's grandmother's great grandmother, great great grandmother, great grandmother. It's your first generation of heirloom, so it's be slight in that it's been, you know, again, molested by this systematic structure of commercialization with preservatives and GMOs and, you know, all these injections and stuff. So heirloom is a good look sometimes, you feel me? So, and you just gotta be selective. You just gotta have your eyes peeled, right? So we got the tomatoes, cucumbers, avocados, you know, your collard greens, your ingredients. Oh, I didn't really expound on that. As far as the collard greens being the staple, a good leaf for your wrap. Although I have scallions, kale, and the rest of the variety that I mentioned, you could add, you know, your bell peppers, your oreganos, your parsley, your cilantro, your, you know, so many different ingredients that you could add into the guts, into the interim of the burrito that I may not have here. So that may vary to your taste buds, to your likings. Just no mushrooms, just no, you know, parasitic things. You know, I'll say keep it healthy, so I'm not going to advocate those things. But then again, you know, if you're making a transition, I don't want to leave you guys out. If you're making a transition, you know, portobello mushrooms won't be bad. Won't be bad. I really don't even want to advocate that. I might just edit that out. But if I don't, nevertheless, truth be told, real titty bitty with that, because, you know, although it's good for a transitional purpose, still, you know, I feel like the mental property is a lot more powerful than any physicality that could be induced upon you. So, truth be told, I wouldn't advocate it too strongly, but, you know, broccoli and stuff like that, if you want to put those things, you know, for one, you want to be a lot more mindful that, you know, you are using green leaf. So if you do something like a broccoli or something that's a little harder, like, you know, that could potentially, you know, make it break, you just want to be a lot more careful when you wrap that bad boy. All right, so, you know, keep those things in mind. Oh, I didn't even show you the onion too. And you also want to get some onions in there. You know, some red onions is good. And that smells very potent. Wow. Still fresh. Okay, so red onions is also very fly on a staple for this burrito. Gives it that kick and that alchemy that you need. And you're probably wondering why I have this in the case. Just a quick little factoid for you as far as onions are concerned. Onions' job's really in the body, and it's supposed to be doing this inside the body, which is why I have it in the case. But inside the body, the onion, one of its main functionalities is really just to extract a lot of the toxins, a lot of the, the extremities inside of the atmosphere. It takes away all the fungus and all the negative stuff that's not supposed to be in the body or just in its vicinity. So it draws in a lot of that stuff. So when you kick it back out, this is how you have a little bit of a detox going on when you eat with the onions, especially red onions, because they correlate with the workings of the mind sheath and things of that nature. It really works for the synapses in the brain. It's likened to that. So red onions is really fly. But if you can, I know society, this mundane cause of societal tick, 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 tick. We're moving. We have no time. So we cut it on up and we put it to the side and we jump and we run and we go. The kids got to do this. We can never actually sit, introspect, regulate the proper way and formulations and being able to assimilate these things, okay? And if that's a problem, we really got to build on that, and we will be. If you need some more financial and time freedom to be able to cut your damn onion the proper way and actually eat it when you cut it, this is a problem. So nevertheless, if you can, if you're in, the 9-to-5, you grind and you're moving, you up and about, and you can't eat the full onion right then and there for a quick meal that you're trying to prepare, put it in a container, a concealed container, to where it's not extracting and doing all the things it's supposed to be doing inside your body, but just outside in the open air, okay? Or probably in your fridge if you have things fermenting around it, or if you're still eating meat or something like that. Basically, it's going to be doing all the stuff it's supposed to be doing inside your body, which is a lot more compact, but it's going to be doing it outside your body on the outside scale. And now next time you come to eat it, you're going to be eating a whole bunch of negative stuff too. So just a little tidbit of onions, okay? So that, and you want to get yourself some good water, okay? Some good alkaline water to cook the rice with. Truth be told, do not use distilled water. Do not use pipe water. Distilled water would be good if you want a little bit more cost. You don't have to use a good water to cook your food. As far as your rice is concerned, to put it at a boil and stuff like that. But I still do recommend at least having a good distilled water that you'll be cooking with. But if you really can, I really advocate getting some good water. This right here was should I pay $5.99? I don't know. Oh no, actually it was on sale. It wasn't $5.99, but it says $5.99 here. I actually paid $3 for this, I remember. Sometimes you get good sales on things that this is usually nearly $6, but what it is, 8.8 pH alkaline and all that good stuff. That's a whole another video as far as that is concerned. But yeah, guys, so that's really it as far as the ingredients is concerned. Everything else is really self-explanatory as far as how to cook it, but I'm going to show you how that process goes. As far as herbs and spices, again, this may vary to your taste buds and what it is that you want to intertwine within the meal in your burrito that you're making. And also too, on the side note, some sweet potatoes is very nice. You can put into that as well. Again, classification of diet, where you're at transitionally, this is very cool, very fly. I myself don't eat too much of these stuff. As far as cooked foods, like, it's really just either some black rice or some form of real fly grain that I'll probably cook, or probably mild, very, very mild sauteing of greens, maybe, or maybe some onions or something like that, if I really cater that, but really not too often. But sweet potatoes is also very fly that you can put into this. Just steam it. Steam some sweet potato and it's going to be fly. For the variance of the video, just to make it full and well-rounded, I'm going to go ahead and do that for y'all. Yeah, so sweet potatoes is fly. And for your herbs and spices, you want to have your Himalayan sea salt, okay, and your black Hawaiian salt, okay, black sea salt, which is also very, very fly, very, very good. Obviously mine is finished. Unfortunately I finished it yesterday, but black soda is also very, very high, all the wow, all the essential trace vitamins and minerals that you need for the body. So black salt is very fly, and Himalayan sea salt is also very, very nutritious for you. And they're different, so don't think it's just salt and salt. Okay. Cayenne powder, definitely the staple, definitely the fly. You know what I'm saying? I love this. I put this on. I'm surprised I have so much in there. I put this on all my food, maybe cooked or uncooked, truth be told. Cayenne is just good for blood flow. It's red. It has red electromagnetic frequency, and it just pulsates through the blood. It helps the circulation. It helps with circulation when it comes to digestion time, and it comes to just the blood flow and just picking up your heart rate. Cayenne is good. And just for the burrito aspect, if you want a spicy burrito, cayenne, this is what you want to use right here for your, your spice, your pepper, and this is just a, herbal blend mix of, cilantro, oregano, because I don't have, the sage and stuff like that right here in the grease, in the leafy green, which you probably should have. I highly recommend that more than actually having, the bottle thing. Although this is, simply organic, it's fly, it's cool. But if you can, get them bad boys and chop them up. Get your parsley, your cilantro, your sage, your thyme. Actually, I got a little thyme right here. My mom's joint. You know what I mean? Smell fresh, but, I know she got to do this wrong, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, if you feel me, that's basically it, guys. Yeah, that's the cucumber that I cut up already. And that right there is the ingredients for your burrito. And I'll show you a few other steps as far as how to wrap it, how to get your rice to cook and to boil, and you're good to go. Alright, so guys, just real quick, I'm just going to show you exactly how to get everything started with your black rice. Alright, just real quick, fast, easy, fast, truth be told, I just really want to show you the starting steps. So first, I don't know if this is in full, you just see my face, but it's all good. You've seen enough of my face, my other face. You're gonna get your rice up in there, okay? And I'm a little bit greedy right now, so we're gonna go ahead and put a good amount in there. Yeah. All right. And remember the water. A good choice of water if you can, but you're gonna go ahead and get your water and just pour it on in. Alright, it's all good. Pour it in and get it mixed around in there. Should be hands. My hands is clean. I like to use my hands. I love to use my hands with my food, give it that frequency. The truth be told, we lit. You know what I mean? So that's good right there. You go ahead. So you could put to every 2 cups or to a cup of rice, you want to put 2 cups of water, right? Or to every 2 cups of rice, you want to put what? Right, okay, you got it. So, alright, I want you to use your mind, man. Use that brain, you feel me? Okay, my hands are very clean. Make sure, you do the things that we learn in kindergarten and stuff, wash your hands. We just learn from our good parents. Wash your hands and stuff, so yeah. So after you get that situated, you take some of your salt, and my black salt is finished, I'm so excited. But you take some of your salt, you just sprinkle a little bit in there for right now, okay? And when it comes to a boil, you're gonna put a tad bit more, okay? You can get your ginger, right? And when you get your ginger, you're just gonna grate some of the ginger inside of the rice, alright? Give you a little bit of my secret for making some good old black rice. Alright, so you're just gonna go ahead and grate some of that ginger in there. I like a lot of ginger in it. So ginger with the cayenne. Please don't be shy with the ginger. It's all good, but it's all to your taste buds. I'm a brother, so I don't do measurements and all that. It's a whole different cooking channel. You know what I'm saying? So that's good right there. All right, so you're gonna grate some of that ginger up in there. Alright guys, so I thought I'd just go ahead and get you in the pot here, or the little glass, pot. Now watch that still. My nice little, this is passed down through generations. See, this right here is inherited wealth, y'all. This is inherited wealth right here, you know, because the glass pots are a lot more conducive, truth be told, than, you know, the sterling silvers. But hey, it's not going to kill you, quickly at least. But a lot of the times when we use aluminum or, you know, metals and things of that nature, they then acidify the very alkaline food that we want to consume in the first place. So, you know, but with additions of, you know, salt, you know, sea salts, from what I've learned, you know, then help regulate the alkalinity once again. So you're still set and ready to go. But then again, just eat strictly raw, you'll be good. But nevertheless, we doing burritos today, right? So this is, you know, the inside of the pot after we've, you know, engaged in putting the ginger, the Himalayan sea salt. If you purchase your black salt, you want to sprinkle some of your black salt in there too. And I'm so tight that I finished mine. I'm really salty, literally. I'm salty that I don't have any more salt. And then you're good to go, guys. All right. Alright guys, so check it out. What I had to do was I had to go ahead and get it popping on the second phase. See, I'm all nervous. I'm scared. I'm like, I messed up my first cooking channel. Nah, I'm playing, but I had to go ahead and get started with the second phase because, you know, my battery actually, it was acting crazy in my phone. So what I went ahead and did, I just started the second phase. I'm just gonna walk you through. It was very simple. After you cook the rice, right, after you bring it to a boil, have it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your stove, depending on your heat temperature, depending on how strong your appliances are, because it can vary sometimes. But nevertheless, after you get your rice cooked, yeah, I'll just show you what the end result was. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what exactly, you know, was done, because what you want to do is after you get your rice cooked and you have your if you wanted to add or didn't want to add sweet potatoes, if you did add sweet potatoes, which I did just for the variance of teaching in this dissertation, and it's the last one, might as well just get rid of it. You know, if you want to after you have your sweet potatoes steamed, mildly steamed, and then you have your black rice cooked, you just put it in a glass bowl, or, you know, a bowl of some form of good material. I would definitely say glass, if anything. Try to stray away from plastics, especially when it comes to heat. But let me give you a look, see inside of this bad boy here. Okay, maybe the light should be turned on. Hold on just a sec, let me turn on the light. Boom, there you go. Alright, so now you got some light there. Now you can see what's going on in the workings of this pot. Alright, and what I basically did was, after I cooked the black rice, okay, I incorporated all the different ingredients that we ran through. I'm sure you don't want me to get long-winded and go over them again, but the scallion, the onions, you know, the avocado, I chopped up a bit of the kale, threw some of the kale in there, and like I said, you know, these ingredients can vary based on if you have some bell peppers, if you have some actual like cilantro or parsley that you want to, you know, incorporate into your dish as well. That's, you know, more the merrier. Do your thing. The more hearty it's going to be. But right after you cook your rice and you put your rice in the bowl, what you want to do immediately is apply your ingredients, as far as your spices, your herbs and spices, at the end of when you cook your rice, okay? For one, it keeps them fresh. For two, it gives it this creamy texture after a while. So after you do that, you just give it a cover up, all right? And when you cover that bad boy up, it's gonna have almost like this creamy texture to it, to where it just kind of, you know, and it's just woo. And now when you take a bite into that bad boy, it's gonna be good. Okay, no oil added, none of that. Just cook the rice. No oils, no coconut oil, no olive oil, no kind of oil. It's gonna come upon this creamy texture just like that on its own, with a little bit of the addition of, you know, the heirloom tomato. What I did was I went ahead and I cut up the tomato in dice form. So I just diced them in there, you know, like how you'd want a burrito to be. So, alright. And now for the leaf. What I went ahead and did was I took off the stem, okay? And how you do that is you basically just cut it at the base, alright? So you just get your knife and you give it a nice little cut, bam, 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 and it was gonna pop right off, okay? And then, because you don't need that stem, because you need to roll it up like a wrap, alright? Okay, let's go ahead and shift this around here. Alright guys, so after you got that situated, you got that all, you know, you got everything copacetic on that end. Now you just fill your wrap with your ingredients. It's really that simple, alright? Now you want to put it somewhere within the center of the burrito, of the wrap. You know, it's not a burrito yet, right? So, you know, and you definitely could pick out all your good chunks of, you know, avocado and, you know, sweet potato. If you put some sweet potato in there. Me, I put some cucumbers in here too, so I definitely want those in there. You feel me? And you, now it's really eyeballing it. You eyeball it, see how much you need in there. I would say, you know, play it safe and put like a couple, you know, a couple spoonfuls of the ingredients within the middle of it. Woo! And you definitely want to taste it and make sure that it's all right, exactly correct. Because what you taste here is what you want to taste in here. It's going to be either amplified even that much more. Because now you're going to have the green wrap around it. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Alright, so do that. You can even slice some, you know, another piece of avocado in there. Man, I haven't. Avocado used to be my staple, man. Staple food right here, the avocado. But you know, you all gotta transition sometimes. You feel me? Get better, not worse. Alright, so after you've done that, after you've go ahead and packed up your ingredients, now the fold is just like how you would know of any burrito. Now I can actually put some more in this bad boy. We're about to be greedy. We're about to be super greedy. I'm definitely about to put a little bit more in here. You can definitely fit. Another taste run. This is a really big leaf. You know, hey guys, the bigger the leaf, the more you can have. So, alright. So now when it comes to the wrapping part, the easiest way I say to do it, you're gonna take the top end, okay? You're gonna take the top end of the leaf. The ingredients are in the epicenter, right there in the center of the collard green. Now you're gonna fold the top over, fold it over. And now you're gonna take the sides and bring the sides in. Boom, okay? You're almost gonna have sort of this sort of look. All right. So you're gonna start right here. You're gonna bring it over. Boom. So I'm not screaming in your ear. All right. You're gonna bring it over. Boom. And then you're gonna take this part and bring it over from the sides, okay? And then at the you know, the brother ain't professional with it yet, so I don't got the nice camera stand so you can see everything going on, but nevertheless, that's what you're gonna do for both sides. You're gonna flip them over, and then now you're gonna tuck this bottom part in and just roll it up. Roll it up, roll it up. Woo, this one is stuffed. Guys, when I tell you this one is stuffed, I mean this one is stuffed. Okay? And listen guys, don't be sensitive with rolling it, because this collard green leaf works as a really good wrap. When I tell you, so you can go ahead and, you know, give it a firm roll over, not too hard, don't be barbaric with it, but give it a nice little tuck, and boom. And there it is. You got yourself a burrito. Nice and tucked in there. It's not going to spill all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And, oh, look at that. I rented a tad bit. See, practice what you preach, eh? But you know, after you get that done, then boom, look, burrito time. You lit. I just really stuffed this one. That's all it is. You know, but you know, learn from my mistakes. If you don't like that little rip, but hey, it ain't about being pretty for me. It's about tasting good and being healthy. That is a very nice specimen. Nice and strong, you know. And then when you crunch into that now, wait. I gotta have y'all listen to this real quick. Hold on, you know what? Hold on. Now you got that. Boom, dibble, dabble, love it. Great. You have it, guys. There's your burrito. Okay, I'll show you a couple more pictures just to show you how this bad boy should look. But hey, now you just gotta enjoy it. And you know, sharing is caring. For all those other people that be knocking your vegan lifestyle, they're gonna be like, oh my god, wait, what is that? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna ask you to make a video probably. Hey, now you got yourself a burrito, right? Now you gotta taste it. Now I gotta taste it in front of you. Hold on. Woo! This right here, on point. You know what? This is on Facebook. I want y'all to post your comments down below if you try this recipe out. You know, it's definitely a staple right here. Look at that creamy inside. Ooh, this is good right here. So, there you have it. Green, black rice burrito. You already know. Ascendedbeing, man. Peace, love, and light. Oh, hit that subscribe button. Stop playing. Like, share, do that good stuff, please. Please.